Welcome to Almost Functional Gaming. We aim to help all followers of Russ and the Allfather to improve on the tabletop. List building, tournament recaps, unit reviews, weekly council of the Fang, and other tips to help us all go from almost functional to fully functional. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Today, I'm going to be working on building a list for new wolves for Champions of Fenris. We're going through all the detachments, so we're going to see if I can find a list that I think can be semi-competitive. I know everyone thinks this is a really bad detachment. I have been on that train as well, so with that being said, let's go ahead and I will just go through the army rules for it really quickly. So the detachment rule is at the start or at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Each Adept Astartes infantry and walker unit from your army within 3 of one or more units and would be eligible to declare a charge against one or more of the units if it was your charge phase. You can charge them, but you don't get the charge bonus. It's just like heroic, but basically the 3 inches your whole army can heroic as long as they're infantry and walker. And while any Terminator unit you have is not battle shocked, they get +1 OC. That's okay. 3 inches is not that great if they're that close to you. They're probably charging you, has been everybody's thoughts, but we'll see if we can find a way to build something decent in that. The stratagems are Prey Taker's Eye. Your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 Adept Astartes infantry unit. You can give them lethal or sustained hits till the end of the phase. So that's not a bad strat. That's a solid strat. Armor Contempt. Rooms of Claiming. End of your command phase, 1 infantry or walker unit that you have that's on an objective you control, you can sticky it. Also another decent strat. Chilling Howl, your opponent's command phase, 1 Terminator unit. Each enemy unit within 6 must take a battle shock, subtracting 1 if they're below half. Not great. Situational. Stalking Wolves, your opponent's shooting phase just after they select targets. 1 infantry unit that was selected. Until the end of the phase, you have stealth. So you can give your unit -1 to hit, basically, and cover. So that's actually not a bad strat, and all these are 1 CP. And then you have Onrushing Storm. End of your opponent's fight phase, 1 Terminator unit from your army that is not within engagement range can go back into reserve. So Terminators can go back into reserve and get +1 OC. That's okay. I mean, the army rule is not great, but we'll see if there's some tricks we can pull with it. Enhancements, we have Wolf's Wisdom. 1 of your units gets to do the army rule within 6, do the heroics, free heroics. So that's pretty solid. Foe's Fate, 1 Terminator model only. Each time an enemy unit, excluding monster and vehicle, with an engagement range of the bear's unit falls back, all models in the enemy unit must take a desperate escape test and subtract 1 from those tests. So basically, you have to take a desperate escape -1. You'd have to take regular Terminators for the character to get this, because Logan and Arjac are the only thing that can join Space Wolf Terminators, so that one's not a big fan of. Fang Rune Pendant. Terminator model only. Bear's unit cells will shoot and declare a charge and turn into a fell back. Once again, we can only add epic characters to our Terminators, so not really useful. Longstrider. Adept Astartes model only. You can reroll charge rolls made for the Bear's unit. That's not a bad one, reroll charges. But Wolf's Wisdom is probably the only one you really take. With that being the enhancements and army rule, let's go ahead and jump into building this. There we go. We will go down here and find Champions of Fenris. All right, so as with most Space Wolf lists, this list will start with Logan, especially since there are benefits for Terminator specifically. So if you're taking Space Wolf Terminators, you're taking Logan. I like bringing Bjorn, so we'll bring Bjorn, get the extra CP. It's always nice to have. Then I'm going to want to take some head takers and stuff in here, so we will definitely take Ragnar. Now, how do we really play into this detachment rule? Well, there's one character that's really, really good with Rogue Intervention because he has fight first. So we're going to take 2 Judiciars. We'll take an Iron Priest because we want some shooting. And there's debate in here between Wolf Battle Leader and Wolf Priest. I'm going to take a Wolf Priest just to give him a head taker unit and give them +1 to wound. So let's go down here to infantry. So we're going to add Blade Guard, head takers, and Terminators. So Blade Guard, we're going to run 6-mans, 1 for each Judiciar, so it's going to be 2 6-man Blade Guards. Terminators, pack leader, we will give the Relic Axe. They're going to run with Logan. And then I'm going to run the other 4 all with shields. We're not going to take the Power Fist and Assault Cannon. And then the head takers, we will run 6-mans of these and 2 of these. 1 for Ragnar, 1 for the Wolf Priest. Now, we're going to give one of these Judicars the Enhancement Wolf's Wisdom so that he can have the 6-inch Heroic. And we're going to put all of these into dedicated transports. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're all going to be in an Impulsor. Just keeps them alive a little longer. If you're fighting another combat army, it kind of helps them not charge you. Basically, they have to kill the Impulsor first, so you can hopefully get to choose when and where the combats start. We did take an Iron Priest, so we are going to want to add a Predator. So there's not a lot of shooting in this list, which I know a lot of Wolf lists basically start with 2 Predators and 2 Iron Priest, and a lot of mine do as well, but we're going to do this one differently. So we're running with the las cannons. And that puts us at 1955, which leaves us just enough points to add 1 Fenrisian Wolf Squad. So early game, you're going to have the Fenrisians holding your back with Bjorn turning on their OC. And then once you deliver some of your units, your Impulsors can start doing stuff. And you also have the strat to sticky. Now we could go find another unit of Terminators, drop one of the Blade Guard or Head Taker squads. Probably if I did that, it would be the Wolf Priest squad because I like the Judicars in this detachment. So then we could take Arjac with another Terminator squad, which honestly, thinking about it, oh, we doubled the Terminators, not the Head Takers. But that's fine. So I accidentally did it the way I wanted to do it anyway. So we're going to drop the Wolf Priest and take Arjac. All right, and so we won't need that 3rd Impulsor now. So we can drop it. And that leaves us 60 points. So with 60 points, we could take an ATV for a little mission play stuff, which isn't bad because that's one thing we are missing in here. Or drop the Fenrisian Wolves, have 100 point and run an Infiltrator squad to hold our back. I actually don't hate that idea because hopefully we'll have some Impulsors to do our midfield stuff, and these guys can just hold the back, and that frees Bjorn up to not have to sit back there and babysit them so they have OC on the objective. All right, so we'll find an Infiltrator squad. Boom. So that puts us at 2,000. We'll get rid of this red check mark by making Logan the Warlord. Oh, no. All right, what's wrong? Oh, so I somehow did something wrong in the head takers. Oh, there we go. All right, so now list is legal. So let's look at the. That's what I want to look at it. No. All right, go back. Is it not letting me do that? I guess it's new recruit that does that for me. All right, so here's the list. We got Arjac with 5 Terminators, Logan with 5 Terminators, Bjorn running by himself for CP, 1 Headtaker squad with Ragnar, 2 Blade Guard squads, both with Judiciars, one of which has the enhancement for the 6-inch heroic. So with this, you can Deep Strike Logan turn 1, Rapid Ingress Arjac turn 2, or drop it on your turn 2. Push up with the Impulsors. Basically get a good mid-board presence and just have lots of heroics to help support them when they charge into you, because the Terminator bricks are kind of hard to kill. If you're in the Impulsors, that makes your Blade Guard and Head Takers kind of hard to kill, and then once out, they do still have 4-up invuls. So there's just a lot of meat to push the middle that's going to be able to hopefully... One, you have regular heroic if they aim within 6. You have a free 6-inch heroic with the 1 Judiciar, and then everybody else if they get within 3. And what you can do is you can stagger your models so that when they charge you, they can't necessarily get through them to your second unit, but once they base, they'll be within 3 of the second unit, and then you can pile up in between your models just within an inch and possibly get that second unit in with the fight first. So you could jump your Head Takers or Terminators out, have your Blade Guard with Judiciars positioned right behind them. One of them has a 6-inch, which is easier to do. So these could be some tricky plays you could try to set up. Good players could possibly play around it, but this is the type of things we would try to do. Jump out behind your Impulsor, have the Impulsor on the objective, your guys behind it, so they want the objective. They kind of try to charge the Impulsor, but then you can counter in. This is the type of stuff you try to set up. But you do have the Terminators going back in reserve, +1 OC for Terminators, -1 to hit on any of these units, which are already decently hard to kill, and a free sticky objective from your infantry, so you could even sticky it and then push to the other side of the objective and make them have to fight through you to get to the objective and try to shut it off. This actually seems like it could be kind of fun. Obviously, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Champions of Fenris does have some flaws, which we all know, but I think this could be kind of fun. And have I not had this up the whole time? All right, so here's the list. Apparently, I didn't have this on the screen the whole time, or accidentally took it off at some point. But yeah, Arjac, Bjorn, Logan, Ragnar, Iron Priest, Judiciar, 2 Blade Guard, 1 Infiltrator squad for holding your back, Head Takers, Terminators, 1, 2, 3 Impulsors, and a Predator to go with your Iron Priest. So your Impulsors are going to have to handle a lot of your actions and mission play while your other units push up. So that is a major flaw in this list. We don't have as much shooting as a lot of the good Space Wolf lists currently have, but I don't think this is completely trash. Once the new book becomes legal, the first... I'm going to take some weird lists, do some events just to test them out. But that's what we got for now. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you for watching Almost Functional Gaming. We appreciate the support of all followers of Russ and the Allfather. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon. Everything helps support the growth of this channel, and we appreciate it.